Hey, what's up, Six Spider Freaks? We're back with another episode of Is It a Brown Recluse or Just a Silly Goose? And today we're going to be looking at this spider that I found at work last month. So here we go. So just a couple quick reminders of what to look for when looking at a spider to see if it's a recluse or not. First of all, we're going to see that it's pretty small, no bigger than about 3/8 of an inch. There's not going to be any special markings on the legs or abdomen, so it's going to be pretty plain. There's no spines or extra long hair anywhere on the spider. It'll most likely have a violin shape depending on the species, and they all have 6 eyes that are divided into dyads that kind of run across the face like this. So let's see if this spider meets the criteria of being a brown recluse. So after being refreshed with all of our tools that we need to identify whether or not a spider is a brown recluse, we can start kind of going through some of these characteristics. We can see right away that there is kind of a little bit of a violin shape on the top of the head, but the spider's not uniformly brown. The abdomen definitely has some patterns on it, and the legs are a little marbled. Unfortunately, I can't really zoom in anymore without kind of losing some of the pixels, but this spider also has 8 eyes. So it automatically, we can basically rule it out as a recluse of any kind. So I'm sure many of you are wondering what kind of spider is this, and this is actually a spider that belongs to the family Pholcidae, also known as cellar spiders or daddy long leg spiders. And this is a good time to segue into a slightly different topic, but I still think it's valuable information now that we're on the topic of cellar spiders. So on a quick side note, I did want to talk about the problem with the common name daddy long legs. It can be applied to a bunch of different organisms, and these are the 3 main critters, I guess, that get called daddy long legs. On the far left, we have crane flies, which are insects, not spiders. We have cellar spiders, also called daddy long legs, which are actually true spiders, for they have spinnerets, they can make webs, and they have 2 segmented body parts. So they have their head and the abdomen. And then on the far right, we have what's called a harvestman, belonging to the group Opiliones. They are arachnids, but they are not spiders. They're a separate relative, and they are also called daddy long legs. So in this video, when I say daddy long legs, I'm referring to something like the middle, an actual spider, but just to be aware. So before I end the video, I did want to say a couple cool things about the cellar spiders or the pholcids in general. One of the myths that people seem to have and believe is that the cellar spiders have fangs so small that they can't bite humans, but if they could, they are the most dangerous spider in the world, and that is not true. There's no evidence to suggest that these spiders are the most venomous spider in the world. Some species can bite, but again, they are basically completely harmless. You are not going to die if you get bitten by a daddy long leg spider. Something else that's pretty cool about these spiders is they have a unique defensive system where if they feel like they are being attacked, they'll kind of vibrate really violently in their webs to points where they almost look invisible, like they're just kind of going extremely quick, bouncing back and forth. Lastly, what I wanted to say about the cellar spider is that they are extremely efficient predators, and some species will even take on dangerous spiders like the redback spider from Australia, which is pretty crazy considering that the spider looks pretty weak, I guess you could say, or maybe not as sturdy as some other spiders. So it looks like the spider that I encountered at work was just a cellar spider. It was not indeed a brown recluse, but yes, a silly goose. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you found it helpful, and I will be making a lot more of these videos in the future, so stay tuned. Y'all have a good night now. Take care.